Yeah, I guess.
Alright. Well, welcome
So,
everyone. Welcome to the
welcome to
Eurocast.
the
Yay! Dante's back, guys. Ah.
who's the host? It's a brand new word, people.
Yeah, that's right. Hey, today's topics. In order of importance, we've got, of course, the FG update. I've kind of slotted that in weekly now. Seems to work. Aufwiedersehen, Angela. We're talking about migrant soup. I always love migrant soup. Russia's invasions, part 2.
Oh, we're
Turkey.
talking about Russia planning an invasion in January.
Yeah, I mean they're always planning invasions. You know that. You know.
Yeah, that's
It's like
a fair point,
yeah.
isn't it?
It's like you just choose a country around Russia, and then you just roll a dice for which one this week, and that's basically what happened. So
Then Turkey for Christmas.
Turkey for
Fair enough.
Christmas, because Turkey and Christmas coming up, of course.
Yeah.
So China bad, which is kind of turned into COVID bad, but COVID
it's
comes
always
from
there,
China.
right?
Yeah, COVID comes from China, so I think we're okay.
Yeah.
And afterwards we'll have a little bit discussion time. See if anyone wants to join us from the on the audio chat. Of course, we'll stream that as well.
We're gonna add some COVID updates in there.
Yeah, exactly. So
because.
But that kind of goes into the China thing, then, because China COVID, it's the new Chinese disease. So
I mean, I'm going to be needing your help because I don't know much about what the others are doing, but it's going to be interesting because Italy, for one, is going to go all in. If you're not vaccinated, you get shot on sight.
Yeah, exactly. So. And in Austria, you basically lose your house if you are not vaccinated. And of course, the Netherlands is way behind. So, we're actually doing really badly with booster shots right now.
It's funny
in September they already knew it was coming. That we need the booster shots. The EMA had said, guys, booster shots are a really, really good idea. And it's now December, and we're still not properly boostering everyone. So,
well, I mean, it's going to take a while though. It's not too bad. I'm supposed. I can't even get it yet, even if I want to.
Yeah, true. So
you have to wait 5 months before after you have done the.
Oh yeah, of course. Yeah. Well, I mean, I've got AstraZeneca, so for me, it's like I have to look at the British news, because otherwise.
No, you don't.
No, I
don't know what you guys are going to do, but I imagine there's going to be the same. Where here it's either. No matter what you got in the first time, you were getting either Pfizer or Moderna.
Yeah, or a Janssen
Probably
as well.
Pfizer.
Janssen and
not
Janssen.
even that.
Yeah.
Not we don't do that anymore in Italy.
No more Janssen.
No, only
Pfizer.
Pfizer and Moderna.
Yeah, you just can't afford it,
Yeah.
Yeah, kind of, maybe,
No, I think that's the issue there.
Yeah. But let's circle back. Let's talk about Forum Gottefunken. So, guys, the biggest news this week on Forum Gottefunken is Dante is back. Yay!
Yeah.
Well, how was it in Albania? How was it in Albania? Tell us the nitty gritty. Because you were there for 2 weeks, right?
Yeah, 2 weeks outside of the EU. It was like scary. Although I have to say, I have to go to the Netherlands as well next month, and
nice.
It's going to feel like I'm back at home, like Albania, because I don't think people are going to wear masks there either. So.
Oh yeah, no. Everyone's wearing masks right now. All the shops are closed.
They started doing that now.
Yeah. All the shops are closed at 5:00, except for things like supermarkets. So,
I expected to go back to a third world country.
Yeah,
the way you were before.
We're not that bad, Dante. It's just the Netherlands. It's just how it is. All Glory here has Moderna. Yeah.
And it was fine. Only that literally no one wears a mask anywhere, and half of the population is not vaccinated, probably, if not even more than that. But other than that, it's fine.
Yeah, it should
Oh,
be
and
okay.
they have COVID restrictions. They close shop at 11,
Wow.
which
Yeah.
in December, that's
Yeah.
going to change stuff a lot.
11.
Maybe
Wait, 11 in the morning or in the evening?
2 p.m.
But yeah, okay, it's Albania.
Yeah,
They're really they're
yeah,
really trying. And how was
yeah.
the
It's
how was the hotel and how was the food? I mean, was it up to your standards or were you like put in a goat sort of shed or something like that? Because that's how I see
well, I mean,
Albania, basically.
to be fair, they are blessed by the Mediterranean Sea, so
Oh,
the
of
food
course.
gotta have decent.
Mm,
It's not the north.
mm.
As long as you get touched by that sea, the
Yeah.
food usually you can get something good.
Oh, okay. So you
You
weren't.
don't get
Yeah.
the Italian,
Yeah.
mastery, but at least
That's
you still
yeah.
get something good.
It's like going to France, basically. That's
France.
sorry, French people. Sorry, citoyen. No, we're not saying that French cuisine is inferior. We're not saying that French cuisine is inferior to Albanian cuisine, of course.
We are we are
That's
saying it is inferior to Italian one, and
yeah.
it's not we. It was a jury that said Italy does the best desserts in the world. So and the French lost this year. So
Yeah.
it's
So
not
unfortunately,
me.
I mean, but
It's
it could
not me.
also but it could
It's
also be just the
judges.
year, right? Because this year is just Italy's year. You had
Yeah,
Eurovision, you had the European Cup, you
yeah.
had this year, and of course
The Nobel Prize.
Nobel
We had
Prize.
the
Yeah,
food stuff, volleyball. I think literally American football. I think we won all of the things
yeah,
that you this year.
and of course you got France on board for the new Quirinal Treaty. I think it is called. It's called. So
Yeah, that's going to be an interesting one.
Draghi and Macron being best mates. That's quite
Yeah,
interesting.
pretty much.
So
Which
yeah,
yeah,
nice.
it's going to be interesting.
Yeah, but that's basically the formal news. I think you're back. This week was quite
Yeah,
quiet. I've been working on my app still. People have been chatting about European imperialism as usual, and
yeah,
it's been a good but let's go and get on with the first subject then. We've got our good friend Angela Merkel who stepped down yesterday.
yeah. She's gone.
She was crying, man. She was crying. It was well sweet. She was sitting
Yeah, but
there on her own on the stage and just
don't
weeping.
worry.
Oh,
You're going to see her back again as soon as Ushi finishes.
yeah,
Because
probably.
who do you think is going to be
Or
next?
Michelle, she might
Commission
replace
president?
Michelle. I mean, that would be perfect.
Yeah,
That
that's
then,
true.
first
I
of
mean,
all, I mean, she's kind of homeless right now, so it kind of fits.
yeah, yeah. That's a fair point.
And you don't have to
So
do much as a Yuko person, and it would be nice.
yeah,
Yeah.
as Michelle can demonstrate, you don't really do nothing.
See here, look, everyone's just celebrating Merkel being gone right now. Especially Owen, he loves he loves the fact that it's over. The period of Merkel is over. I
Yeah,
mean, what she was most known for, I think, by everyone is that hand gesture that she does, right? Which is basically
sure.
she has this way of standing, where she like
Yes.
puts her fingers together in kind of like two V's which are touching, yeah, and
The Merkel
people have been
sign,
trying, the
the
Merkel
Merkel
sign. People have
pose.
been trying to like emulate that now that she's going, so they want to be the
Yeah,
new
no one
Merkel.
can manage though.
Yeah, I
It's not
mean,
the same.
no, I mean the one of the candidates
You know
for
what?
the presidency in France said she was 2/3 Merkel and 1/3 Thatcher. And I thought to
Yeah,
myself,
no.
without, and then she did that V thing,
Yeah, but it's like
and I was
when
like, oh,
you get the fake stuff from China where it's like the brand name written a bit differently on purpose. It's
Oh
like
yeah.
that. Like it's fake. It doesn't. It's cringe. You
Yeah.
don't want that.
Exactly. Yeah. It's not like instead of Louis Vuitton, it's Louis Vuitton or something, and you're like,
Something.
wait a second, knock
That's
off
the same
Chinese,
there.
knock off Chinese Merkels everywhere. So, uh,
But
uh,
I think it's interesting because Merkel, sure, I
yeah,
think most of the people here don't even agree with her.
yeah,
Maybe me and you a bit more than others for some things, maybe
yeah.
on others less. But uh, even if her politics, everyone has their own opinions.
Mm,
But I think everyone can respect her as a leader.
yeah, definitely. I mean,
Sure, you would have liked her to do something differently or whatever
yeah,
on some things. I mean, her party is that it's center right. You can't
mm.
expect socialist reforms or even
No,
the
she
far
was
right stuff either.
even when it came to the kind of the social reforms, she was kind of on the ball. I mean, she
I mean,
was instrumental in gay marriage being accepted in Germany,
well,
and a little bit of the
I wouldn't say. I would say it happened despite Merkel.
yeah, I
Kinda.
don't know. I mean, she also did a lot for feminism in Germany, of course. I mean, being the chancellor for so long gives girls and women someone to look up to, really. And I think that also really is important. So I think I mean, she did
I
she
don't
did,
think that's enough. If
no.
that was in, I don't. Well, she did for sure stuff.
Mm.
I don't think being there is enough to fix
Mm.
feminism. Otherwise, in the US, racism
Yeah,
has
of
been
course, of
fixed too long
course.
ago.
We don't have
It's not just
we
because
don't have
someone is there.
we don't have inequality in Europe. That just doesn't happen. So
Yeah, no. We all equally hate the French.
Wasn't she also against the legalization of weed? All Glory says yes, she was, which is I mean, we talked about I talked about this 2 weeks ago that Germany is now going to legalize weed and Amsterdam is going to be out of a job. And that we're gonna basically miss all the Germans because they were the nicest tourists we had.
I think the biggest criticism you can give her is
Yeah.
that she was a bit too reactive instead of proactive on some issues.
Yeah, definitely. I mean,
Uh,
one of her key kind of traits was to when she had like a controversial thing that she wanted to try, she would push a minister forward, and that minister would have to take on the project. And if anything went wrong, she'd just fire him. And that was the end of it, basically. So I mean, she really played it quite cleverly, I think. And of
no,
course her.
she did the game. She played it really well.
Oh yeah.
There's,
Farming
you can't
Simulator.
say anything.
Ah, come on, man, that's such a German game. That and Truck
Yeah, it
Simulator
is.
is just.
You know what? I think she was at a farming simulator convention or something one
Yeah.
time, like in Cologne when there was like a gaming convention. Since it was in Germany, those are the German games. I think there are pictures of Merkel with farming
Yeah,
simulator on
exactly.
her hands.
That's the. I
So
mean, it's lovely. At least she tried. You know what I mean? She's like, yeah,
yeah,
this is really cool. I'm going to now farm a little bit, but it wasn't weed, so I'm kind of disappointed in that, of course.
and
As a Dutch
maybe
person,
the next
that
update,
hits.
the next update, maybe with mods. I don't know.
Well, maybe she can work. She can work for the company that creates it.
Yeah, for sure.
Angela's tips for Farming Simulator. I definitely watch
Which
that on Twitch.
she has a chemistry background, so she can get into drugs easily.
Oh yeah, of course. And basically do the Breaking Bad Europe style.
Yeah,
Where
without
without the cancer, but maybe we can like replace the cancer with like that she has to like pay her her internet bill.
yeah,
Because I
yeah,
mean,
but
German internet is super expensive, so you have to kind of have a second job.
yeah, it's really expensive to go really slow, really slowly. Which is one of the issues that I was saying earlier. That she gave Germany stability, so you can't say that Germany is worse than it was when she took it. It's a bit better for
Yeah.
most things, but it's not where it would have been if it had someone a bit more radical.
Yeah.
But on the other hand, having someone more radical,
Yeah, a radical
would give you-
German. I don't know if we should go there, you know?
yeah, it's the more radical you go, obviously, it's like higher the risk, higher the reward. You can get a lot, so you can lose a lot.
I mean, we've
With
had
Merkel,
World War
it
One
was,
and Two. We want to avoid number 3. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
Hey,
Black
and
Owl
to
here
be
says,
fair,
yeah,
Austria doesn't know how to get an Austrian chancellor either.
yeah.
They're getting rid of them.
Yeah, Kurz is
faster
going
than
gone as
Italy
well.
does,
Exactly.
so-
Yeah, exactly. You know, I mean,
I think
I mean,
they look at Italy
who
too
would have
much.
thought? Yeah, who would have thought that like Italy would like look like the stable one? You know?
Do you still guys don't? Do you guys still not have a government?
We still
either?
do not have a government now.
It's
great.
really funny that
Yeah,
the
every
most
week
stable-
it's yeah, exactly. The most stable countries are
Italy.
are Italy and Greece right now. You know.
I think you guys are
Aw,
fucked
you
up.
know? It's the topsy-turvy world. I mean, after Trump, you know, I thought anything was possible, and this just confirms it. You know.
Yeah.
But Black Owl here says she decided to close nuclear plants when nuclear was most needed. Yeah, I mean, it was kind of a
Well,
reaction to what happened at Fukushima. You know.
Yeah, but the thing is,
Yeah.
she at the start she started going against. So that wasn't her decision. It was taken before her.
Oh yeah.
She then tried to go against it. Then Fukushima happened,
Yeah.
and there were some plants that had to be closed anyways because they were too old, and simply nothing has been spent to make new ones.
Yeah.
But
Exactly.
like we all want nuclear here, but
Yeah.
if Germans don't want it, and it's a bit hard for her to go against that.
Yeah.
Especially, it's not something where I think it was worth it for her to lose all, you know.
Yeah.
And
Exactly.
which is one of the things she has done. She has never gone all in on something like with the possibility of losing the next elections.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, even Nord Stream, she was kind of hot cold on, you know, and Nord Stream was kind of her baby, you know what I mean, or her party's baby, I should say, more like. So to me, that's you know, it kind of indicates how, you know, she was always kind of middle of the road. And I think that's something that we can, you know, especially as centrists, can kind of respect her for. You know, she didn't really take stances. I mean, what she did do well, is, I think, is she really connected with European leaders, you know, and even managed to take on Trump, you know, when he came to Europe and all was all like, NATO
Yeah, but that was
2%,
easy.
and- yeah, okay, that was
You
easy.
know that was easy for her.
Yeah, but
She,
I mean,
she had years of training with Berlusconi.
yeah, Berlusconi.
Trump came with, what's this? Is this what? Am I supposed to? Is this supposed to be hard? I had Berlusconi till yesterday.
Yeah.
And we were best friends. Come on, Trump.
But for me, that iconic picture of her and Macron leaning over the desk when they're talking to Trump, and Trump sitting there with his arms crossed, you know, looking like a petulant child. I think that was like one of the most iconic pictures from her tenure, you know. And I mean, she was the longest sitting leader in the European Union as well, you know.
You know what? She should get an Italian citizenship somehow, so we can make her the next Italian.
Yeah,
president.
next president.
I mean, we are supposed to get one in a few months.
Yeah.
And
I mean,
I don't think Berlusconi is going to make it.
no.
Sorry.
He's
I mean,
too old,
if
man.
he does it, it would be really funny.
Yeah. Yes,
I
thank
don't
you.
think
Look
he's
here,
going to
Old Glory's
manage.
posted the picture in the chat. Yeah. That one, exactly. I mean, and you can see, you know, who's on whose side. You can see Abe, who the Japanese prime minister, on Trump's side, because there's, you know, they've got the same look and the same, you know, crossed hands.
Yeah, but the Japanese don't have a side. They're just Japanese.
Yeah, well, they have to, because I mean, if the United States says we don't like you anymore, then
Yeah, but it's something
Japan's
they
got a
have,
problem, you know, with China right next door. So,
Yeah, exactly. But it's not like they have morals or anything. It's simply
yeah,
whatever. Yeah, sure.
you know, he's desperate to keep put Trump on board, basically, you know. He's like the lackey, you know. But I love this picture, you know. If you look at the picture, it's got everything, you know. It's got the high drama of the discussions going on, you know, and of course Merkel at the front, you know, just talking to him, and she did that a lot with a lot of leaders, you know. I can remember when oh God, what's her name? The Prime Minister of Finland, the new one, Sanna. She was basically, you know, when she came into the European Council for the first time, for example, you know, Merkel really kind of went, yeah, and we're gonna, you know, she took her under her wing, and you know, being like the oldest sitting person there, that does help, you know. You've got seniority, no one's gonna tell you what the fuck to do, and I think that really helped. Yeah, and Jack here posts a nice picture of her with Putin. She had a lovely relationship with Putin as well. I mean, it did start out kind of on a rough patch, you know, because the first time they met, Putin knew that she was deathly afraid of dogs, so he brought a dog, you know, and she just said no, you know, this is shit. I'm not doing this again with you. And since then, they become really good friends. Putin brings her flowers and stuff, you know. So yeah, good stuff, you know.
She started from. She was in East Germany. That's why she hates communism that much. So.
Yeah. But also, I mean, when you're talking about, you know, like you said, Berlusconi, you know, I mean, who was a very kind of abrasive leader, right? He really didn't give a shit about what he said. And Angela dealt with him wonderfully, you know, and now they're great friends. And same thing with her, with the Dutch Prime Minister, Rutte, you know, who's more of a centrist than she is.
Rutte is more like a useless person, but yes, let's go on.
I mean, he did manage to kind of block the budget for a while, you know, which Italy didn't like, of course.
Yeah, then
Draghi came along, and you know that was the end of it. So
yeah, and the Dutch didn't get really anything. They don't get anything. The EU doesn't get anything. Rutte is there to do nothing. So you know.
Yeah.
But he's not part of the government, so
no, he's not in government.
Because he don't have a government.
So you know, we'll just ignore that he exists for now. I think many people in the Netherlands wish they didn't vote for him now, but you know, it's you know, hindsight. We still have 3.5 years of this shit, you know.
By the way, if I was Belgium, I would be really, really happy right now. It would be like because the Dutch always we are superior to you. Look, we managed to do the democracy thing, and now it's like. Now who's laughing, eh?
Yeah. Look at us. We've got a government. Where's your government? You know.
Imagine Imagine Belgium being able to be a real state more than you. It's like I don't know.
You know, I mean, I'd almost say that the Netherlands should join Belgium now. You know, instead of the other way around. You know, we should join
just
Flanders.
Netherlands. I'm sorry. We tried. It was a failure.
Yeah.
Stop with.
Yeah, but the problem is, you know, their king and our king. You know, it's we have to choose, and that's not going to happen. You know, we have to stick to our king.
The French and the Italians to help to make you choose.
Yeah, just chop their heads off. No? Yeah, exactly.
So you don't have to choose. Yeah. It's really easy.
Just ask the French, you know, can we borrow your guillotine for a few minutes, and everything will be okay, you know.
Speaking of guillotines, we are going to use them on people that don't get vaccinated in Italy.
Oh, nice, finally. Yeah. So I mean, there he is. Yeah. That's the famous picture, Jack, with the dog that Putin bought, and isn't he a lovely dog? You know, and he's like nice and big, and you can see Angela just going, yeah. Oh, sweet. But yeah, let's talk a little bit about COVID. Let's just kind of slot that in.
Let's talk COVID.
Yeah.
So COVID getting worse in some places, and other places are just deciding to take more serious measures, I guess.
Yeah.
We have European leaders, I think it was Sushi as well, saying we need to consider making vaccination mandatory.
Yeah, exactly.
At least for some categories, I would imagine, not for all. But meanwhile, Italy, from the 6th, I think it was, we are going to get a new kind of Green Pass. Or to be more specific, the one, so right now you can get the Green Pass by either getting vaccinated or by getting a test.
Yeah.
those, or if you had COVID and it's gone, and those things. So the thing is, from next week, if you are not, if you are vaccinated, you get, let's say, something that technically, I think officially speaking, it's still called Green Pass, but the media likes to call it the Super Green Pass
Super
because
Green
media.
Pass. Oh, that's
Yeah,
cute.
yeah. I mean, whatever you want to call it,
Yeah.
let's do the stupid names. Why not? It's a deadly disease that killed more people than the Second World War almost. But yeah, let's go with Super Green Pass.
Super Green Pass.
So,
It's Super Pass. Yeah. It sounds like that from that that movie, The Fifth Element. Where they have the multi-pass.
If you have the
cyber dystopia is coming. You know what I mean?
So with it, you are able to do most of the things you can think of. So going to shops, going to restaurants, to work, public transport. So anything where you might need it, you have that. If you are not vaccinated, you just do the test. Then you can just go to work, grocery shopping, and that's pretty much it. If you don't have the test either, you can't even go to work here. So
wow, yeah. I mean, it's yeah.
Some categories, like for example the police and stuff, there it's mandatory.
Yeah.
So the thing is, it's not fully mandatory. So it's not like you can make people go there with, against their will and get the shot, obviously.
Yeah.
But if they don't get vaccinated, their pay is suspended, so they don't have a job until they do.
Wow, yeah. I mean that's quite. I mean, for healthcare workers and for police and for general public services. I mean, it's required basically, isn't it? I think every European country has that. I know, for example, Austria this week will fine the unvaccinated 2,700 euros for not being vaccinated. That's also a method kind of like that you can do.
Well, I mean, the thing is, in Italy, with this new method, it's pretty much a lockdown for those that don't have the vaccine, because you can't just go to work if you have the test. Because if you don't have the test, you can't. You have to stay home, and that's it. And you can't have a job, nothing.
Yeah, unless of course you work in IT, because we're special. But
I mean, if you can work from home, sure. But if you have to go work at the and I mean, even then, you still might need to get on public transport, and you still need a test. I don't know if for that public transport the vaccination is mandatory as well. No idea. But at least the test, that's for sure.
Yeah.
So, and even then, they can just go to work or grocery shopping and pharmacy. Those 2-3 most important things. But they can't go anywhere. So. It's almost like a lockdown for them.
It's basically to make sure that I mean, to be honest, I understand it. I mean, there was a program here in the Netherlands which was quite popular, Frontberichten, which is messages from the front, which is follows these healthcare workers, and all of them basically said 3/4 of the people that are in our hospitals, and they went through a number of hospitals in the Netherlands. 3/4 of the people that are in hospital are the unvaccinated at the moment, and they are causing this problem with overcapacity. And I mean, at some point you have to draw the line. I mean, you want society to be able to continue, but therefore you can't wait for these people. You can't wait for them to do their.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, we did last year. We did the lockdowns. Right, we did the colors, the zones, whatever.
Yeah.
We're just doing again, but if you're vaccinated, you don't have to, because there's no need.
Exactly, or at least I mean, the European Union has now said that within 9 months of your second vaccine, you need your booster shot. And then you can keep your QR code. So
the vaccination has a 9 months period, but if you want to get the booster shot. It's after 5 months now in Italy. I don't know if that's everywhere, but the idea is that you have a bit of time to get your shot before it's expired.
Well, it's more like the government has enough time, because I mean, in the Netherlands it's going really badly, with the booster shot. So I mean, we
I
kind of
don't know. Here it's not
yeah.
bad yet. The
Mm,
thing is, right now, so we are doing the like as the first time in
mm,
batches of ranges of ages, those that
mm.
need it more and stuff.
Yeah.
From this month, from the 1st of December, 18 years old up can do the booster
Okay.
shot.
Yeah.
But as I said, it's after 5 months from your second shot.
Mm.
So the amount of people that can actually do it is still relatively low.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's not going. It's not. It has not have been. The overwhelming majority of people needing to do it yet.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it has been fine as
Yeah.
of now.
I mean
It's going
that
to
that
take a
just means, yeah,
while.
exactly. The wave of people will come soon, and then hopefully the government will be more prepared for that. And same thing, I guess, in the Netherlands. I mean, they are starting. They started with people born before 1940, and now I think they're on. They're going towards the 1960s or something. So I mean, they're doing it in stages as well here. But the
Yeah,
issue
you
is,
start
I mean,
80
we've
plus,
known
and then you
we've
do 60
yeah.
plus, 40 plus, obviously.
Yeah, but I mean, the issue in the Netherlands is, since September, we know the EMA has said you need the booster shot. The Dutch Advisory Council has said you need a booster shot, but there has been no preparations for the booster shot. So now everyone's scrambling again, and I think
Okay.
that really kind of, what's happening in the Netherlands, and this is why we see lots of protests here, is that because of this kind of on-off way that the government is dealing with it is putting a lot of people off. I mean, how much can you trust what the government to do the right thing when they're always in a panic kind of thing. So I mean we had
To be
another
fair,
protest today, another anti-lockdown protest. I mean, the people that are starting to go that go there are starting to diminish because, one, they're dead, and two,
yeah.
more and more people kind of see the logic in vaccination, against COVID. And I mean, this is a discussion that Owen and Raider and me had yesterday, or the day before yesterday, I think, about is COVID here to stay? Will we be able to vaccinate the whole planet and not have COVID anymore? First I thought, well, we might be able to get rid of it like we did with polio. But I mean, I was convinced kind of by the arguments that Owen and Raider had, which is basically, this stuff. I mean, yesterday it was found in hippos in a zoo in Belgium. And if it can cross the animal human barrier that easily, you not only have to vaccinate every animal and every human, I mean, and that's not doable. You can't just do that, finding every animal and vaccinating it. It's just, good luck with that. So I mean, to me, it's we can't get rid of it. We will need these booster shots yearly, probably, to at least vaccinate, prepare us for this. This is the new normal, isn't it? I mean, as far as
Yeah,
I
I
can
mean,
see,
but the thing is,
yeah.
we have vaccines, we do booster shots.
Mm,
Everyone is usually, it's not every year. Like, for example, there is the one for the tetanus there.
mm,
That's like every 4-5 years
yeah,
you need it, or if as soon as you injure yourself.
yeah.
But
With the rusted nail or
so
something, yeah, exactly.
yeah, if there's a rusty nail, exactly. So if we need to do it like day yearly, the thing is, we are if it has to become the new normal,
Yeah,
it has to become a new normal. The thing is, right now we are not working that way.
yeah,
We have laws that change a bit quite rapidly. And to be honest, on that side, funnily enough, Italy seems to be the one that is more stable there.
yeah.
Like we have been having, we
Oh,
have like a
sorry, I
bit
didn't mean to
new.
laugh there.
Yeah, I know, but the thing is, if you think about it,
Yeah.
it's ironic, but it's kind of true. Italy, so after the initial wave where it was like really bad here, Italy went with the lockdowns first.
Yeah.
It started the booster shot first. started
Yeah, you
demanding
guys got
the
really,
green
you know,
pass.
I can see that. I mean, you guys got really, you guys got the shit end of the stick straight away. So, you know, the government takes it incredibly serious. Whereas, I mean,
Yeah, we
the
doesn't want to
Netherlands
get
and
that yet
I think
again, you know.
I think the Netherlands, Sweden, and the UK were the last to implement these kind of you know, the full lockdowns, and you know, we called it an intelligent lockdown or whatever. But you know, let's be honest. You know, it was a panic lockdown. You know, our three countries didn't see the problem until it was already on our doorstep. You know, whereas Italy
Yeah,
was
that's
confronted with it straight away. You know, so your politics are slightly more kind of geared towards let's never make this happen again, whereas ours are like yeah, whatever.
yeah. The thing
you know?
is, it's a bit more like let's say we have started getting each time more serious restrictions
Mm,
before it was that late. So at least most of the time,
yeah,
we have systems in place, and the idea is that instead of waiting when it's like, oh shit, it's really bad, let's go lockdown.
yeah.
It's more like, okay, so now it's this, now it's that. It's a bit more gradual.
Mm,
Like as I said, for example, if the Netherlands started requiring vaccination to do whatever, everything, as I said earlier, when it comes to Italy,
yeah.
I don't think it would be able to do that easily.
No.
Meanwhile, in Italy, I mean, it's obviously there's still people that are against it, and it's still somewhat controversial. But
Mm.
that has been the case each time anything has been done. So,
Yeah.
but the thing is, it's a lot easier.
Mm.
It's like the the boiling frog.
Yeah.
It's a lot
Exactly.
easier to get people convinced of doing something if they've already
Yeah,
been living with
exactly.
something similar.
They've got their own. You know, everyone in Italy was impacted by this as well. You know, I mean, this was really big.
Yeah.
I mean, like I said before, the most iconic image from the start of COVID is, I think, those trucks carrying bodies. You know, the military trucks carrying bodies in cities in Italy. You know, and
Yeah, it was in Bergamo,
yeah.
that one. But yeah.
So I mean that really kind of, you know, that put the, you know, that put the politics on high alert. And I think, you know, I mean,
And to be
Yeah.
honest, that's like on the let's say on the medical side of
Yeah.
things. So you don't want to see people dying.
Mm.
On the other hand, there was the lockdown where people couldn't go to work at all.
Mm.
And honestly, most people, they don't want that again.
Yeah.
So, for example, let's say you have to remember 80% of Italians have been vaccinated,
Yeah.
more than 80%.
Yeah.
So the idea is that you did with the vaccine, you are working. The idea that you might lose your job, you get a new lockdown where you can't go to work because some don't want to get vaccinated.
Yeah.
You kind of get that fuck them attitude at that point, you know.
Yeah. I think
So
that's going the same way in the Netherlands, though. I mean, what you're seeing is you're seeing kind of a polarization of this discussion as well. You know, and I think the polarization in the Netherlands is somewhat stronger. I mean, if we also have around 80% of the adult population anyway that's vaccinated. So I mean, there is a 20-25% group who is basically just one, hogging all the hospital spots, and two, making sure that the lockdowns continue. You know, and I mean. In Italy, that movement seems to be a lot more muted than in the Netherlands. You know, I mean, in the Netherlands, we had great riots the past week.
no, but the thing is, we had that.
Yeah.
We had like riots, we had like demonstrations and so on.
Yeah.
The thing is, they're not getting much sympathy from the
Yeah.
people. You have to remember that, sure, 20%.
Yeah.
If you stack them up together, you can still do a big amount of people.
Yeah. You could still do quite
The issue
a
is that
bit of
if
damage.
you don't, but if you don't get everyone on board, you're not going to get much. And the thing is, honestly, it's really easy for the majority to not go with them.
Yeah.
Because they're like, we are against the Green Pass and against the vaccination and against that. So what's your solution? Nothing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Not
Well, yeah, exactly. You know,
much.
what then is the question? I mean, this is something that Here Black Owl says in Italy there is that movement. We have anti-vaxxers on primetime TV. Yeah, but do they get a lot of sympathy is the question, you know? I mean, I think they don't. At least less than in the Netherlands. You know, I mean, the Netherlands is... I kind of see the Netherlands like a little mini America in Europe. Yeah, everyone's fiercely independent. Everyone has an opinion. Everyone thinks that their opinion has to matter. On all levels of society.
I know a Dutch guy.
Mhm.
I know a Dutch guy. He thinks his opinion matters so much, even end up making a whole podcast so people can hear his opinion.
Yeah. Oh my God, you know. I think I know who you're talking about. He's quite an arsehole, isn't he? Yeah. I feel so much better now.
Yeah.
But I mean, what we're going to see now as well is that they're going to vaccinate younger and younger people. When you look at the number of people actually infected with COVID, most of the people are now infected via their children. You know, and as someone who has got children at school, you know,
You got COVID.
sorry.
Children and COVID. You
Children
got
and
everything.
COVID. Yeah. Well, they kind of come in a package these days, you know. I mean, you have kids,
Yeah.
and you know, you get a special offer, free COVID with that. But you know, I mean, hospitals are taking up younger and younger people as well, and I think, you know, I mean, seeing that, you know, it's going so slowly, as it were, in places like the Netherlands and Germany. You know, that kind of does worry me at some level. I mean, it's only been what is it now? So January 2020. So that's you know, almost 2 years now. You know, and so much has already changed. You know, I mean, that to me that's kind of the amazing thing. You know, this is the new normal, guys. Get used to it. You know.
I know, like, so someone I know that had a child not long ago, 6 months ago.
Yeah.
And I was thinking that when that person grows, he doesn't know, he will not know a word before COVID. There are kids born, like, let's say 1 year ago, 2 years ago, whatever, like really young kids. They don't know what a word without mask, without.
Yeah. I mean, my
lockdowns.
kids do kind of, but you know, they weren't really aware. I mean, when you're about 7 years old, you start becoming quote unquote aware of the world around you. You know, 6 or 7 years old. So I mean, for my youngest boy, he doesn't really know. You know, he doesn't really recognize the world without COVID because, you know, before then he was, you know, at the toddler school. We're doomed. Yeah, exactly. But I mean,
By the way, I just want to say, I came back and we went in the we are doomed territory. So might be my fault that we get here.
Yeah, no, we had kind of positive thing because Angela's going, you know, and we had her
Yeah, but it's not
obituary.
positive. It's still a bit, you know.
Yeah.
Hey,
But of
we
course,
are
you
not
know, we
talking
have to
about
bring down.
climate change.
Yeah. We're not. At least we're not talking about climate change this week, guys. So anyway, next subject: migration.
Good one.
Yay! You know, when we're talking. Never forget, it was the Italian ski trips that cost no. It was the Austrian ski trips that caused the first wave. The first big infection was in an Austrian ski resort.
Yeah.
And you know, I mean, you had the Chinese tourists, which kind of dumped it in Italy, but the real big infection came from, at least in the north, came from everyone going to Austria on skiing holiday, and that's where it really kicked off, you know. So you know.
Once again, it's the Austrians.
It's you know, it's always the Austrians.
Yeah. Speaking about immigrants.
Yeah. So this week, you know, a lot of immigrants perished in the Channel. I think it's 35 dead, you know, on one boat, and you know, hence the title "Immigrant Soup" because the North Sea is now just filled with bits of immigrant, and you know, you can't really call it anything but soup, you know, because it's the North Sea and not the pristine Mediterranean.
Yes. We don't have any debt there.
No. You definitely can't walk away, across the Mediterranean on rafts and life preservers anymore. So, yeah.
Uh,
But this kind of kicked off this whole new spat between the UK on one side and the EU on the other. Boris Johnson made a deal with Macron, or at least talked to Macron, and then the next day published a suggestion paper, I should call it, which the French didn't really appreciate because it was like the UK trying to dictate to the French how things were going to be, and that's not that I mean the French are very good at being
French.
outraged at diplomatic events. We've seen that with the submarine deal, with all kinds of things, with Trump before, and it's yeah, triggered, yeah. But this week was a really bad one, and what happened was Bojo and his I think it's Minister for Interior Affairs, Priti Patel, were disinvited from from like the summit that the EU was going to hold on this. And of course, not having the Brits there when it's the Brits that are causing the problem, as it were. Well, yeah, they are kind of,
Are they though?
yeah. Aren't they?
To some degrees, yes. But on the other hand,
Yeah.
I have to say, this is not going to sound good. But this is one of the few occasions where I don't really. It's a bit hard to be on the migrant side.
Yeah.
Like, obviously, someone dead, not the greatest thing ever. But I don't really understand why anyone would risk their lives to go from France to the UK.
I've kind of looked into the topic, and the reason that a lot of migrants go to the UK is not because the streets are paved with gold or anything, but it's much easier to get a job in the UK on the a job which is on the black market, as it were, where you don't have to pay taxes and you don't you're not registered and you can still get a job. So the illegal illegal work sphere is very, very strong there, which makes it really easy for if you want to start up. The taxes are very low for people that are on the lower side of the income range, let's say. So you get a lot of immigration because of that, mostly. People in France, you will have to get registered to be able to work somewhere. Same thing in the Netherlands, and I suspect Italy as well.
Well, depends.
Yeah, that's why you can't get rid of your migrants. They all just want to stay. Ha ha.
If you want to work legally, sure.
Yeah.
Sometimes you can't work illegally.
Yeah, in the Netherlands, in France, and in Germany, that's a lot harder than Italy, perhaps.
No, you don't worry. There's quite a lot of places.
Yeah.
You just don't know them.
Just job in general. Yeah, exactly. Like Old Glory said, it does kind of fuel a lot of problems. When you have these people that are under the radar. To me, this is kind of the reason why most people still want to go to Britain. The migrants know.
I understand that, but there is a difference between it's easier there and let's risk my life.
Yeah,
you're already in France.
Yeah, exactly. You're already in France. What are you doing? But then again, then you have to speak French, and that's also a big thing. Many migrants speak English and their home language, because English is the language of trade, as it were. You know,
Go to the Netherlands there, whatever. You
yeah,
want
yeah,
to
but in the
speak
Netherlands you
English.
can't. In the Netherlands you literally can't do anything without a license. It's much. It's you think it's bad in Britain. No, you haven't seen how the Dutch do things. So getting a job here when you're someone who has no background, has that under the radar kind of thing going on. It's very hard to get around here, and there's not many places
Yeah,
which will hire you because the checks on businesses are so strong, as it were. So I mean, even here, Owen says even people escaping war don't want to speak French. Fair enough, guys. We solved it. Oh,
yeah, but as I said earlier,
yeah,
yeah, I guess, but I don't. It's not. It's
yeah.
not easy to be sympathetic towards
No,
people that
that are
like.
already
I
there.
understand,
Yeah,
but you're already in Europe. You can do something.
yeah.
I don't think it's. I mean, if you are losing your life trying to go to the UK, it's like a bit like. I don't know.
Wait, I'm just gonna pin this message because it has to be pinned, right? No, Owen's even people escaping war don't want to speak French is now part of the part of history. Yeah. But I mean, to me, I mean, not only are they going, from like a richer part of the world to a less rich part, e.g., France to the UK. I mean, as well. I mean, who in their right mind tries to cross a busy shipping lane like that in the North Sea in the winter? You've got to be a special kind of stupid or a special kind of desperate to do that.
Yeah, that's the thing. You have
Yeah,
to be desperate, and I don't understand the desperate
yeah.
part. You are already in France.
Well, yeah, exactly. I mean, and it's not like there's no amenities in there. I mean, yeah, even Turkey is fairly safe. Yeah, exactly. But I mean, even what we're seeing now is that
Yeah, but in Turkey, at least, for example, let's
yeah,
say you are gay, not the best place in the world.
yeah, exactly.
You
Or
are a woman, still
yeah.
not best place in
Well,
the world.
I mean, to be honest, I mean, in Turkey, the refugee situation is a lot more pressing. So you'd have a lot less services for refugees, which you'd want, and there's a lot of poverty and
Yeah,
things like
and
that going on.
it's
Yeah,
Turkey. It's not the
yeah,
EU.
yeah.
So I can understand wanting to leave Turkey. Like let's say, as an Italian, I
Yeah,
understand wanting to leave France. Like I do,
yeah.
but there are other places in Europe. Yeah, let's go to the UK.
Yeah, yeah,
Go to
yeah. True.
Spain.
Go to Spain. Yeah, Portugal. Very nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but
But that's why I'm saying I don't know that the UK is that much at fault.
mm,
Like sure they're like the UK, they don't even know how to do public relationship, they don't know how to do
yeah,
diplomacy and stuff. But like sure, okay, but at the end of the day the actual issue,
mm,
what are they supposed to do?
yeah,
Change their law to make it less appealing for migrants?
mm,
That doesn't seem like the solution to me.
yeah.
So
Owen says here, when it comes to why isn't France ideal country to be a refugee, not a lot of supports or assistance, and their asylum seekers are widely asylum system is widely criticized as inhumane, similar to Ireland. You don't get refugees, guys. You Irish people. That's just too far, right? Your refugees are British.
as I said earlier,
Yeah.
don't like France, you have the rest of the EU. Go find somewhere else.
Yeah, exactly. I mean that's to me that's kind of weird. And I mean we do see it in the Netherlands that because the Calais is now basically so clogged up that there's no and so well checked that there's no getting through for refugees. We do see them now traveling north through the Netherlands and then trying to get on the boat to the UK. And again, why? You're in the Netherlands, and if there's anywhere to be a migrant, and get registered, it's probably the Netherlands, to be honest. So to me, that's a little bit, it's a little bit double. It's but you know, I mean, still, it's a tragic loss. You know, to have 35 people die in the channel is not a small thing, as it were. I mean, to places like Greece and Italy, that just sounds like small fry, of course. But you know, it's still
I
people.
was
Yeah.
the thing is, in Italy,
Yeah.
those people, they die on the Mediterranean Sea literally every day,
Yeah.
not more.
Mm.
I mean, we know the people that die. We don't know those that don't. That we do know about those that we find that
Yeah.
are dead. We don't know the number of those that died that we have never found.
Yeah,
Those are
exactly.
obviously more than the others. So
I mean, at the height of the Syrian crisis, you know, you could literally walk, or almost literally walk from one island in Greece to another, from the number of life preservers and you know, life vests out there. And
but
you know, it's
even
yeah.
leaving that aside, like
Yeah.
that was like a big crisis, okay. But as far as I know, Italy since its inception was like,
Yeah.
at least since after World War II, each summer someone from Africa was coming to Italy.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, which I am. The thing is, they're coming from Africa. I understand it.
Yeah.
Going from France to the UK.
Yeah.
A bit harder
a little bit harder to get, basically. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
And you kind of need the public support. Like, you need people to care.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you're not going to get much if you need something. So
exactly. I mean, it's different when with the refugees from Belarus, for example. You know?
Yeah, that's different.
They come from a state, and they're always welcome in all our countries. I mean, you could see the number of beds.
Well,
The number of beds
depends
in
what you
Germany
mean.
And the Netherlands for people that are, you know, coming from those places. It's
You mean
increased, you know,
people? You mean Belarus people?
Yeah.
Or people coming from there?
No,
Because
no,
that's
no,
a big
yeah,
difference.
yeah, that's true. Well, both really, because you can't really separate them out, you know. So, well, you know, you can, but you can't say that you are.
I'm pretty sure the Poles and the Lithuanians were doing it. So
that's true. That's true. But that kind of brings us to the Russian invasion, of course. You know, the Russian invasion is part 2, because you know, I mean, that's the next subject.
Russia is a bit too small, so it needs to get a bit bigger. So Ukraine needs to produce more vodka.
Yeah.
Something.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, this week I listened to a really good Dutch radio show, which basically takes on these subjects. And the subject this week was Ukraine and the NATO response to that. And they had the former NATO boss. God, I forget his name now. Anyway, he was Jaap de Hoop Scheffer. That's his name.
Yeah.
Right. He's a Dutch guy.
I like that you can try to pronounce it.
I know. This is why Dutch is like the language of the gods, because if anyone else tries to speak it, you know, their throat just burns out and their mind just goes blank. Yeah.
I was saying you need to be drunk to speak it, but
no, that's Danish. That's Danish, you know. I mean, when you're talking about languages for drunk people, Danish is probably the best one, you know. They've got this sound which like no other language has, which is like a glottal stop, and I can't even go there, you know. You have to be drunk to like even try it, because it's like, you know.
Hey, we don't want to lose people from the Eurocast, so let's not.
Icarus knows, you know. He knows, you know. Our Danish mod. Yeah.
He knows, and he's in deep shame. I know.
Yeah. But I mean, back to Russia. You know, the NATO this week was trying to kind of discourage Russia from invading Ukraine even more by saying that there will be serious consequences for Russia if they invade Ukraine. And I thought to myself, and this was something that was also discussed on this radio show, how can NATO say serious consequences and not tie military action to that, you know? Because when you think of like sanctions and stuff, you don't think of NATO, you think of the EU. You know, the EU is the one that does the sanctions. not NATO, as it were. Yeah.
Yeah, but NATO is evolving. It does stuff.
Yeah, it does stuff, but it's NATO. It's like NATO is trying to warn Russia with something that they can't really control. So Russia, it kind of sets the precedent for Russia. Oh, what then? So they can start trying basically. So I mean, that discussion basically kind of oriented itself around why NATO is the way it is, and has NATO lost its reason to be? Because you
Someone
can't.
might say it's brain dead. I
Yeah,
don't know.
yeah. I don't know. I think he was French actually. Very
Yeah,
very nice guy.
might have been
Yeah,
a French
possibly.
president.
Yeah, possibly the next leader of France. So who knows? Yeah.
Yeah, probably not.
Well, you think that that other guy, the French Trump, is going to win?
No, but
Against
there's
Macron.
the fascist one, the fascist
Yeah,
woman
yeah,
there.
yeah, yeah.
Le Pen.
Le
She
Pen.
might win.
She might win.
Yeah.
No, she's
Yeah.
like
Why not?
She's old meat. It's not gonna
There's
happen.
she has a sister.
Oh, does she?
Wasn't
Okay.
didn't she have a sister or something?
I don't. I mean, I know her dad, but I don't know anything about her sister, to be honest.
Oh, she had a younger older
Okay.
sister that can.
Okay. Who can also step in and be the new
Yeah, yeah.
face.
I mean,
Yeah.
if you need fascists, there's always a new fascist. They never you never run out of them, so don't worry.
I see Fiume Italia here saying Le Pen is a fascist. Well, she does tick the boxes.
He's into fashion.
Yeah,
I don't know. I mean,
yeah.
she's French.
She wears
I mean,
pantsuits. She's not into fashion.
Yeah, but
That's. I know
yeah.
I shouldn't criticize fashion
You're
sense.
Dutch.
I'm Dutch, and you're Italian, so I'll leave that up to you. But
Yeah,
still,
I can. I will criticize everyone.
Yeah.
The fashion choices.
But I mean, Russia itself, trying to kind of push into Ukraine again. This was something that I talked with Jack about last week. What the advantages would be for Putin to do this. And
Oh, the relative. It's Denise. It's on the chat, so you can look it
Yeah.
up. Her
Oh
up.
yeah. There she is. Oh, that's the sister. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
No, I think it's Denise. They're saying
Okay,
same
yeah.
thing.
Oh, okay. Cool.
So, fascist forever. Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't worry.
My son plays Hearts of Iron 4, and my oldest son loves playing the fascists, and I'm always like just
Yeah.
name a Berlusconi.
Who doesn't?
Just
Who doesn't? Who doesn't?
There's actually I think it was Thanufrios who told me about there's a mod on Hoi 4 where you can like have the modern world, as it were, the countries as
but
they are now.
it's meh. It's a bit
So,
meh, to be
yeah.
honest.
How so? I mean,
It's not really balanced when I tried it.
okay.
And the thing is, the modern world is a lot different. That game is not made for modern world. And the thing is, if you don't do stuff, the modern world is quite boring. Doesn't
Yeah.
become a world war because
Yeah.
he didn't have one yet. So
I mean, yeah. I mean, Putin's trying. You know what I mean? But
is it though?
yeah, I mean, the idea is that this was something that the NATO Secretary General said yesterday, is that Putin sees Ukraine as part of Russia, basically, and he will not accept.
Every Russian does.
He will not accept Ukraine in NATO, and he'll never accept Ukraine in the EU either. I mean, not that that's this is basically the reason for his invasion. Not only does he want a buffer state between the NATO states and himself, which is why he's in Belarus, which is why he's in Ukraine,
You
in
know what's
Georgia.
the solution there, right?
What's that?
I mean, the solution to not have to view Ukraine as Russia,
Yeah.
and on the other hand, have Ukraine in the EU, Just have both the Ukraine and Russia in the EU.
Yeah.
Problem solved.
Yeah,
No
that's
more
true.
war.
That's true. But I mean,
You
Russia in the
can't
EU is not
you
not
can't invade
feasible.
borders if there are no borders. How do you invade? It's impossible.
True. But I mean, Russia joining the EU would be, I mean,
It would
if
be
you look at,
funny.
yeah, it would be funny to watch because you've got you've got the accession requirements that you have for the EU, and Russia basically meets none of them.
Yeah,
So,
well, they don't have the death penalty,
oh
while
yeah,
the US does.
yeah. Well, I don't know. I mean, chucking people out of a window is still kind of a death penalty, isn't it?
Only if they
Polonium.
catch you.
Yeah.
So, and let's be honest, how funny it would be to see the Americans flip out at the EU and Russia uniting. It would be
Yeah.
like, what we do now?
New superpower. Hey, what's going on here? I mean,
The Soviet Union 2.0.
yeah. EU, USSR. That's that's the meme, isn't it? I mean,
That's the ultimate trigger delete.
yeah. Yeah, but under Putin, that's never gonna happen. Let's be honest, right?
Yeah, but
EU is already
someday.
a superpower. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, so, I agree with All Glory there.
Well, it can be a superpower and it's
Yeah.
not.
I mean, I was watching the now cancelled Galileo launch yesterday night. And what they were launching it from Kourou in South America. The French Ariane base, but they were using
I
a
mean, the European
Russian
one.
rocket. So they obviously shipped the Soyuz rocket all the way across the ocean to Kourou to launch it. I thought, well, then maybe this is the future. Maybe this is this is the sign of Russian EU cooperation. Really, I mean, Galileo is a satellite which is used for civilian military purposes. Is used in most of our devices at the moment because it's about, I think, 10 times more accurate than GPS.
Yes.
Right.
But technically speaking, the US has their GPS.
Yeah.
It's like the military version and the civilian version. And the
Yeah.
civilian one is shit. The military version is a bit better.
Yeah, exactly.
And they don't give access to the civilian because they don't want civilians to have access to more precise GPS for some reason.
Just in case someone decides to launch a cruise missile inside the United States. I mean, we all know that they're
Something like
capable
that,
of
yeah.
that.
Galileo, on the other hand, is more precise than the military GPS of the US, and everyone has access.
Yeah, exactly. And I mean, it's used for things like rescue, navigation software, anything basically that you need to high precision with. And I think if I look at my phone,
phones, don't forget phones.
Yeah, exactly, and phones as well. And if I look at my phone still doesn't have the chip for using the Galileo satellites.
Yeah, but yours is an old one.
Yeah, but
right?
mine's an old one, exactly. All the phones now will have that, and the accuracy is just scary. If I look at how my wife's GPS or her Google Maps works at the moment, her accuracy is so much better than mine. It's amazing, But I mean, this might be like the forerunner of more EU Russia cooperation. Exactly. Here, Hans says my Garmin smartwatch is set to use Galileo instead of GPS. Yeah, and it's scarily accurate, isn't it? There's actually a program that you can download on your phone, which is called GPS Tests, and it will basically show you all the GPS satellites that your phone is accessing and can access, basically, which are floating above your head, and all those kind of things. So it's really interesting. So if you have the time, download the GPS Test. It's really cool, but that kind of thing is a hopeful sign for the future, at least, between the EU and Russia for cooperation. But
the thing is, the EU has as its ultimate goal peace in Europe, right?
Yeah.
And let's be honest, this is not going to happen anytime soon, but if you want peace in Europe, you kind of need Russia into it in some ways. it can be like as a member state. It can be like an economic area state member, like Norway. I don't know
Yeah.
how it's going to be in the future. We might have further layers outside of member state, or it can be even a member state in the future. Who knows? But the thing is, I don't think you can have peace in Europe unless
Unless Russia's
you have
involved.
everyone on board, especially Russia.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, they are, in any war, basically, they've been such a major power. In the First World War, okay, they kind of messed up, but there's been,
But to be fair,
Peter
it was
the Great studied in
it was
Europe.
a German plot in the First World War.
Yeah,
It was not like it happened by itself. It was the Germans sending a guy there with some money, go do stuff, and he managed to fuck up Russia.
Yeah, exactly. If you look at it that way, yeah. But it's always the Germans, That's why the EU is made, to curtail the Germans. So
yeah.
Putin doesn't have an interest in cooperation with EU, only in trade. Putin needs constant fake geopolitics drama to keep his ratings on. Yeah, that's true. And I'm kind of, when I'm looking at EU, this is Arksaber talking. When I look at the EU-Russia cooperation, I think we can't do it under Putin. Putin is a man of his time, which means he grew up in his first job was in East Germany as a KGB officer, so that says something about it, But post Putin, I think the chances of cooperation with Russia shoot up a lot. Yeah, I think
it depends.
So. Yeah, I think so.
Depends who gets the reins. It's not like Russia. Putin it's a big issue, but it's a symptom of the issue as well.
Yeah,
it's not the root cause of all the issues Russia has.
Yeah,
even
true.
if you remove Putin, it's still an oligarchy.
Yeah, don't forget how Putin came to power, though. He was handpicked by Yeltsin, who basically fucked up the economy of Russia, something bad after the fall of the Berlin Wall. First you of course had Gorbachev, who started perestroika. Then you had Yeltsin, who was an incredible drunk and an inept politician. I kind of remember that the most memorable thing about Yeltsin was that when he visited the United States once, the police in Washington D.C. found him naked on the street looking for pizza. Right, and that didn't happen once. That happened twice in his visit.
Hey,
it's not like oh, okay, it's just no, there he is again. So that says something about the competence of that, of his leadership, and he basically just surrendered Russia to the oligarchs, and that's why Putin, as the strong man, can stay in power, because he has the. People see him as kind of the savior of that time of Russia. This is something that Jack said last week. Anyone over 30, it will be pro-Putin because of that. And the younger generation is, of course, the ones that are now starting to kind of look up and see. Well, not everything is as I expected it to be. When you look at what's going on across the world.
Yes.
So I mean, it'll take a while for that for that generation to mature and become centrist and take over politics.
Even then, sure, they do all of that. Power is still in the hands of the oligarchs.
Yeah.
So as I said, not an easy.
That's what the Ukrainians thought, and look at the Yanukovych and his compatriots now. They're all out. There's no
the
more
difference
oligarchs
is
in Ukraine.
Yeah, it's not like Ukraine still has its own issues of corruption and
Yeah.
But the thing is, Ukraine has something.
Yeah.
The pressure from the EU to change its ways and for in the future even join the EU or at least have more closer cooperation.
They've got the perfect example next door, haven't they? They've got Poland next door, and Ukraine and Poland basically started on the same level when they came out of the Cold War.
It was literally the same. Mostly
the same type of economy, same everything. And look
same
at
amount
Poland
of
now,
people, same kind of even, I mean, pretty much the same country.
Yeah,
And
exactly. And look at Poland versus Ukraine now. You know, Poland's flying high, and Ukraine's in the shit. You know,
yeah,
and that says something, and that's why the Ukrainians are so attracted to the EU as well. You know, that's one
yes,
of the big
but
reasons. Yeah.
for Russia, that's going to be a lot harder.
Yeah.
Yes, the EU can make a bit more. Still, join the EU, everything else, but when it comes to Russia, such a big place, it's a lot harder for the EU to be in the future that that influence that drives.
Yeah,
it's a lot easier if it's like a small country. Even Ukraine, it's not. It's relatively small if you compare it to the EU.
Yeah, exactly. But Russia is like 4 or 5 times as big, you know. And of course, you know, it has China as neighbors, it has the United States as neighbors. You know,
it has its own history of being. They have to be like the rulers. I mean, there's a lot of stuff which makes having that transition for Russia harder. So it's not like they get rid of Putin and everything's fixed.
Yeah.
But on the other hand, sure, and you can't do it while Putin is there. That's for sure. But that's just Putin is the first step. It's not like the solution.
No, exactly. I mean, this is something that'll be basically going on. I mean, there is hope though. Yesterday, I saw an article that places where Stalin put his gulags now have a higher per capita income than places where Stalin didn't put his gulags in the far east of Russia. You know. And that basically says, you know, I mean, all Putin needs to do is just put more gulags in, and Russia will be saved. Yeah.
Yeah. But I want to say, since we always do pessimistic stuff, let's go optimistic for a sec.
Yeah.
I mean, it took a world war and stuff, but if you think about Germany in 1940 and Germany now after. Only, let's say, just 6 years later, 2000. Not exactly the same Germany. No. Literally the opposite.
Yeah. And
in 60 years, right?
Yeah, and so, the EU is basically holding on to that, like, you know, you're not going to change, are you? You know?
Yeah, I mean, it's more like helping foster the environment, but it doesn't change.
Yeah, exactly. But,
the thing is, if Germany could do that, maybe Russia can do that.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that it's going to happen. And, you know, it took a whole world war and Germany being divided exactly for a bit. So it's not like it was easy or anything.
I think one of the things as well is you know, if
it was literally Nazis, you know, becoming the most democratic people in the world. So
I also think that Putin, I mean, like you said, we have to end this subject on a positive note. Right, I think Putin in Russia has also been a very stabilizing influence, you know, in the politics, which is something that they basically needed very much after the dissolution of the USSR, as it were. You know, Yeltsin was a crap president. He basically ruined Russia, and they did need someone like Putin to do this. So I mean. While we all think that Putin, you know, is a bad influence on, you know, geopolitics and stuff internally in Russia, I think because he's had so much influence in keeping a stable society, you know, it really matters, you know. So I'm hopeful for Russia as well that, you know, the next government will be more stable, more democratically inclined, as it were, maybe, you know, because of that.
Well, maybe not the next one.
Yeah, maybe the next one. Yeah, exactly.
After 20 governments.
Well, you know, by that time, Jack will be prime minister, and you know, we'll be fine. So yeah.
Exactly.
So, you know, from one area to the next, Turkey. Yeah, we've got turkeys, and they're for Christmas because Turkey's currency lost about 20% this week.
Which they even get paid in that anymore.
Yeah, I don't know.
If I was working there, I would ask euro.
Yeah. This was actually an article that was on Politico, which
I mean,
advocated for
wait,
Turkey to just drop the Turkish lira and just go for the euro, like Kosovo
but you
kind
know
of
what?
thing, you know?
Even Dogecoin is it's better.
Yeah.
Dogecoin.
Dogecoin, fuck yeah.
How much is your page?
Yeah,
Yeah, I guess
the
100
first,
Dogecoins.
yeah, the first Dogecoin nation, man. That would be something, you know. You know, that would turn my perspective of Turkey on its head. You know, I'd go, yeah, that's completely based. You know,
Yeah, based on a failing economy.
I mean, to be honest, you know, it would be less volatile as well. So, you know, I mean, they can only win. Oh gosh. But I mean, this is basically because this has all happened because Erdogan's stuffed the central bank in Turkey with his lackeys, and basically refuses to change the interest rates to match, you know, to match what's going on in Turkey and in the wider world with the with price hikes going on and stuff like that. So, you know, I mean,
And you're
there's been
saying
massive
it's not
protests.
giving confidence? Huh? People are
Yeah.
not confident in Erdogan.
Yeah,
That's
that's
weird.
that. Yeah, I know, right? I mean, there have been actual protests, so you know that's saying something, you know, and people are really kind of starting to wonder has he lost it. And of course, you know, our Greek listeners will be very happy with us. Of course, you know, but to me, I mean, if they do adopt the euro, right?
They don't.
Yeah, but if you know, say that Erdogan wakes up tomorrow and goes, "Fuck it," you know, I'm gonna do
Yeah, you
it.
can't. It's really impossible. The thing is, for a country like, let's say, uh, what was it? Like Kosovo, I think they
Yeah,
use the euro.
yeah,
That's possible because at the end of the day, they don't need that much money.
yeah,
If you are a country as big as Turkey, because sure, I mean, it's not like the richest country, but there's quite a few people and a relatively high GDP in absolute number,
yeah.
at least in absolute numbers. I can't really do everything in euro because they can't join the euro,
Yeah,
obviously.
exactly.
So they would have to use euros, like people come there and exchange them or something. Like, how do you even base on it? It can kind of work for Kosovo because it's a small country which is not even working anyway. So whatever. So, but you can't do it for Turkey.
Yeah, it's too
It's quite
big, basically.
impossible.
Yeah. Black Owl here says Montenegro usually. Yeah, I just looked it up. It's
Yeah,
Montenegro,
Montenegro as well, I think.
Kosovo, Andorra, Monaco, San Marino, and Vatican City, and three
Yeah, but
overseas territories that are not of
but
France, which are not part of the EU. Yeah,
Monaco and
yeah.
San
That's
Marino and
super small.
the Vatican,
Yeah,
they do it officially.
yeah,
I think they are their own version of the euro,
yeah,
if I
yeah.
remember right.
I think someone
So
mentioned that North Korea actually also uses the euro, which was quite funny to me. You know, imagine me, you know, you go on a holiday to North Korea and you just don't have to change your currency. Hey guys, this is the new normal. You know, you know, the euro is going to be accepted everywhere, even in North Korea.
I mean, to be fair, it's already starting to become. I mean, it's either the US dollar, or it's the euro. If you go abroad, it's not
Exactly.
like there's much more than that.
Yeah, and the yen, but the yen is a little bit, you know, small. Yeah.
The yen is not that much global.
No, I mean, when you, yeah, exactly. I mean, when you're talking about, you know, monetary influence, I think, you know, you've got just like in geopolitics, you've got regional powers and you've got world powers, you know, and the US dollar is obviously still the top dog, being the standard currency that the world basically works on. But then next to
Yes.
that, yeah, next to that is the euro.
Yeah, but the euro is not far behind. The thing is,
yeah,
for some countries, it's better than the US dollar. So
yeah, exactly.
it's not as black and white as it used to be.
Exactly, and but then you've got the regional powers, which is now the pound, haha, and the yen, the yuan. You know, those are basically the regional kind of things. So I mean, it kind of matters on which level you kind of view this stuff. But so this, if Turkey were to take the euro on, you know, if it would be possible, anyway. You know, I mean, like you said, it's probably not possible even. That would be a regional power basically buying into the euro without actually having control. And, you know, there were a lot of people that were going, no, don't do it. And I think actually that would be really good for Europe. Because not only does Turkey lose its own currency, which, you know, it's great. But it also it also loses competitive advantage, because having to use the euro means that you have to pay people in euros, and that will mean that you can basically say, for me, it's just as cheap to produce a car in Greece now as it is in Turkey, you know. And that would kind of free up a lot of jobs in Europe. So please, Turkey, Erdogan, if you're listening to the Eurocast, please just join the euro. You know, don't matter. Don't listen to all the economists; they're all wrong. You know, we've had enough of experts. So you know, do your thing. You know.
I mean, to be fair, these so-called experts, none of them predicted the 2008 crisis or the COVID crisis or any other crisis.
There's a movie about that called The Big Short, and there are a few people that did predict this crisis, and they made bank. You know, they really went from, you know, millionaires to zillionaires basically. And,
but you need to start millionaire.
Yeah, that's true. So you know.
So if you are a pleb, you don't get anything.
No.
Think of which, this is completely off topic, but might as well.
Yeah.
There is an ad spot in Italy right now. So I don't know even if it's on TV yet. It's like, you know, now it went first on socials and stuff. And it's really great. It's about Parmigiano Reggiano. And it has like a guy working there going, yeah, I work 360 days a year without ever taking any vacation stuff. And it's like, I don't know how they got there. I don't know how anyone thought, let's make this bad spot where we say we
so everyone in Italy is
workers.
just basically shaking their head at the moment, going, "Oh no!"
And now it's like full of memes about it. It's like the guy there. It's called, they call him Renatino, which is like, if you add Ino to a name in Italian, it's a diminutive, like something smaller or cuter. So it's not. It's like, look, our little slave wage here, slave here working for us.
365 days a year.
And are you happy? Yes. And in the memes, obviously, and because Renatino is being in that every day, obviously. So that's what happens in Italy. If you want memes, we have everything here.
Yeah, that's true. Italian memes are very good. I mean, this is something that if you guys, anyone who's listening, please take the time to look at the Sanremo Festival coming year. It's like Eurovision, but with more Italian drama, you know. And the presenters are great as well. You know, I really sympathize, to be honest.
I understand your point. You're trying to make people understand what it is.
Yeah.
But it feels really wrong saying Sanremo is like Eurovision.
Yeah.
When literally Eurovision was made
like
to
Sanremo.
Be like Sanremo.
Yeah.
It was literally, that is Sanremo, let's make something like that for Europe, and the Eurovision was made. So saying that Sanremo is like Eurovision.
Yeah, but everyone knows Eurovision and no one knows Sanremo, you know what I mean? Yeah, exactly. Black Owl knows Sanremo. He knows, you know, he's Italian as well. You know, Sanremo is great. You know, it's Eurovision is the European Sanremo. That's how you have to see it, Glory.
Yeah, we sold exactly the rights to it.
Yeah, exactly. You went, it would be nice to have this, you know. So, yeah, exactly. It's like Eurovision, just fitly, and it lasts longer, which is great, you know. And the drama is 10/10. Seriously,
literally the same idea behind it. It was, let's unite Italians.
Yeah.
Because Italians were not united.
Try uniting Italians. There's only one way, and that's by song. You know.
Yeah, let's try to find a way to make the Italian people have some. So, you know, you make Sanremo to become like a cultural thing, because there is no Italian thing. Italy doesn't exist. Sure, like there is the geography, but Italians, yeah, not a thing.
Yeah. They never were. It
It's
was
like
always
a made-up
Romans
thing.
versus all the other cities, and as well, in antiquity, and it's still like that basically, isn't it?
Yeah, but
So
if you ask someone from Naples,
yeah.
yeah, they're not Italian. They're Naples. They're from Naples.
Yeah,
It's
yeah, yeah,
different.
yeah, exactly. Yeah. It's very regional,
Sardinians,
Yeah,
Sardinians have literally their own language,
yeah.
like an official language.
Oh
So
man, you know.
yeah, we needed Eurovision.
Yeah,
You needed Sanremo, and then Eurovision said, "Why do the same thing?
yeah,
Can we?"
exactly. And
Sanremo
Italy
said,
said,
"Yeah, go
yeah, good
on.
idea, good idea. Go for
Let's
it.
do it for Europe."
Yeah.
And
But that'll
that's
be fun
how
because
you guys are
this year
going to spend
Sanremo and Eurovision
in Italy.
in Italy, and they're basically back to back, aren't they? Because Sanremo is in, when is it? Somewhere in
Like February, I think.
February, and then we get the Eurovision in
May,
June,
June,
May.
whatever.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, maybe even August. But it's basically back to back music coming from Italy this year. So it's gonna be good. It's gonna be fun to watch. So
We are going to lose.
yeah. Do you think?
So
Do you think you're
I
going to
can't do
lose?
it I mean, you do it 1 year, then you lose. That's the
Yeah,
rule.
yeah. That's true. That's true. So
Because you spend all the money, you say,
yeah,
yeah, doing it
yeah.
again.
There was this great, when it was in the Netherlands last time, there was this great kind of a bit of research which was done is to see if it would be worth, is it worth for the city that hosts it to pay for it? That's of course the Dutch always care only about money. So
The answer is
it's
always no.
yeah, and the answer is always no, and there's always someone who
For
goes,
everything
yeah,
there.
but you can't really count the tourist dollars, and the answer is still no. It's like
No, but the
the
thing is,
Olympics,
yeah, the
it's a money
Olympics,
loser.
the World Cup,
Yeah,
whatever,
yeah,
all those competitions, the hosting country never makes money out of it.
exactly. It's always the advertisers which make the money, of course. But
As it should be.
yeah, good stuff, man. This is proper Gothenburg stuff. So at the
Yeah,
when
so
it's
let's advertise
yeah.
China being bad.
Yeah, let's go there. But before we do, I think I should kind of get you to commit to a Sanremo Forum Gothenburg watch party so that we can watch it all together. I think this year we should do that. So
Sure, why not?
yeah, let's do that, guys. So in February, the month where nothing happens, there will at least be Sanremo. So anyway, yeah, China.
China,
China
great
is bad.
country,
Yeah. But it's
full
bad.
of bad people.
Yeah. This week, I put it in this topic in because this week China has started really laying into Lithuania. Lithuania, as you know, is cozying up to Taiwan at the moment, and China no like. They don't like this, and they've stopped direct imports from Lithuania now, I believe. And they've been hounding Lithuanian MPs on social media as well. And it's to me again China bad, but watching this just gives me a little bit of
China cringe. This is
Yeah.
China cringe.
China cringe, yeah. But to me, it was really kind of it was this is the consequence of not really taking Taiwan seriously for so long. China's always managed to kind of curb international acceptance of Taiwan. But like with everything, everyone in Europe loves the underdog. So that's why Taiwan is now. There's people going there. EU delegations going there. So Taiwan is definitely on the up and up. And of course,
Yes,
yeah,
but I want just to make a small note here. Taiwan wants more cooperation with the EU. Doesn't want the official recognition. They don't want
war with China.
yeah, they don't want war with China much exactly. So the thing is, they're okay with, let's say, what the US has. So the US has a more active role there.
Yeah.
They don't have a side per se.
Yeah.
And it's mostly diplomatic bullshit there.
Yeah.
Obviously, it's not like. But the thing is, it's important for the peace of the region there. And Taiwan, they don't want, let's say, let's become full on independent
Yeah.
and
And
fuck
piss
up
off China. Exactly. Yeah.
They just want to keep going the way they are.
Yeah.
So
And you could see this in the reactions as well, because China's been sending over more and more ships into the Taiwanese waters, you know, and the Taiwanese definitely are not making a problem of this, you know. They it even looks like they're trying to kind of keep it quiet at some points, you know. I mean, I follow a lot of these defense kind of Twitter accounts, which show me all these, how many incursions there have been from Russia to NATO airspace, how many China has done to Taiwan, and you can definitely see the uptick since the new government in Taiwan, which is
what
quite...
about Turkey in NATO space?
Yeah, but Turkey is NATO, so you know it's
Is it though?
harder. Yeah.
So let's kick it out and then we can count.
Yeah, that's the problem. We can't really kick it out, can we? Yeah.
Well,
there's no method
quit
to kick it
NATO.
out in NATO's.
You quit NATO.
Yeah.
You quit NATO and you make a new one.
Yeah.
With blackjack and hookers.
We can call it NATO. Yeah. But yeah, so China bad this week, you know, as usual. You know, this is our recurring topic. So
Yeah, I mean the thing is China is, as I said, it's when it comes to Taiwan, it's a bit complicated. And to be honest, I wonder if China fully understands that Lithuania is part of the EU.
Yeah. I mean, maybe they misunderstand what the EU actually is. You know, they think that it's a disparate group of countries just kind of making rules as they go along. But there's definitely structure to it. Yeah, you know, it is. But you know, it's made in a coordinated way. You know, under our fearless leader Michel. You know,
yeah, that
Charles
one.
Michel. You know,
that's the fearless leader.
Sorry, I didn't mean to go that sarcastic, but you know, it just happened. So,
like, at least when it comes to Russia, I can appreciate the way they do things.
Yeah.
They do the social media campaigns. They do the poison. Like, there is some class to it.
Yeah, true.
Meanwhile, China goes there on sending angry comments at MEPs. That's the most cringe thing you can do. Who even cares about MEPs? No one even knows who they are.
Yeah. Not just that, but also MPs. You know, Lithuanian parliamentarians.
MPs,
I mean, who the fuck knows who they are? You know, I mean, not even Lithuanians know who they are. So
yeah, they don't know for sure. Like, I'm pretty sure. Like, we have Lithuanians here.
Yeah,
No,
we'll ask him this week. You know, do you know this guy? Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh gosh. Anyway, I mean, I know, for example, Biden's been talking to Xi, and he's also going to talk to Putin this week. So you know, we'll see what comes from that. You know, I mean, the United States is the one that wants to make China great again. So you know, it's us as Europeans, we're kind of on the sidelines on this stuff, aren't we? And when you get some state like Lithuania and stuff stepping in, trying to kind of, you know, trying to get all buddy with Taiwan, I think it's quite amusing, to be honest. You know, this is the kind of thing I live for. So to me, it's all fun and games. But yeah, that's basically the topics today, Dante. Now, how?
Well, I mean, there is a really interesting point that was made that no one knows MPs. That's why they should come along to next week's METU event to learn about MEPs.
MPs, and it's quite interesting actually. This is a day in the shoes of the member of the European Parliament, so you can ask them, you know, stuff about, you know, how's the cafeteria, for example, you know, which is something that I've always wondered, you know, how's the cafeteria in the European Parliament.
Yeah. Do you miss Chicho when you are there?
Yeah,
those kind of questions.
Exactly. Do you take a picture of Chicho with you when you go to the European Parliament to comfort you and you know, give you a sense of belonging? You know? So So it's this Thursday, December 7th at 7 o'clock on Zoom. We'll announce it, of course, in the FG announcements. So get prepared. So yeah, and so how is Chicho at the moment? Is he there?
Yes.
Ah.
He has been without me for 2 weeks.
Oh, so now he's really kind of cozying up to you as well. And who was taking care of him? Was that like your sister-in-law or something?
Sisters-in-law.
Yeah, well, you're not married, but what the hell else am I going to call it,
Yes, I guess. They were taking care of him, yes.
Ah, sweet. And any news from that? Did they send you like cute pictures while you were away? Because
yes, and the most important news.
Yeah.
He was weighted 4.1 kilos.
4.1 kilos. So
4.1. That's the official weight at 1 year old.
Oh, that's not bad. I mean,
that's
is that like mid-range? Is that like right on the money, or is that like too much or too little? How much is that?
No, that's right on fit and fluffy.
Ah, fit and fluffy. Ah, now that's the kind of thing we want to hear. Yeah.
That's just motto. He's fit and it's fluffy.
Ah, very sweet. Well, my small is doing better as well. She actually scratched a hole in the couch yesterday, so she's on my naughty list right now. My cat.
Yeah, but your fault for putting that such a sexy couch to be scratched.
Yeah, I know, right? It's a very sexy couch, I must say. It was priced off from I think 1,300 to 300 euros. So as a Dutch person, I just had to get it. Well,
it's also a nice couch. On many movies that you can find on the hubs.
Yeah. No, it's not a casting couch. No.
It's not a casting couch. Okay.
No, it's not. Okay.
I think you can get those for really cheap.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I think IKEA even does them. So yeah.
You can get used ones for like €1 probably.
Yeah, probably. Yeah. Used ones. No, thank you. No, thank you.
And with that said, I think.
That's it for this week.
I think that's it.
Yeah. So everyone, this week, of course, Meet EU's event, like we mentioned. MEP Assistant is also doing a few streams. I'll put the links to those in the Eurocast, and of course, we will be back next week, same time. So
channel. Same people.
Maybe this time we will be on Twitch. I don't know what went wrong, but we'll figure it out. So we'll upload it somewhere. Yeah? All right. Well,
yeah, we will.
Yeah. See you guys in the audio channel if you want to chat, and see you next week. Night.
Bye-bye.
Bye.